Yep. Oh crap, fuckaroonie. Hi. Hi guys. Oof. Okay, hello. I think we've all waited for this, but it is time. I'm returning to the how to manifest with Pinterest. That video of mine is one of my most popular ones. To this day, I still get notifications on that video. So I'm gonna return to it. I think one of the most important things when expressing or teaching how to manifest or set intentions or, you know, visualize or whatever it is that you're doing with it is to ultimately give proof. And I don't know if that's just me because, wait, this is so wonky, fixed it. I don't know if that's because I am both delusional and logical at the same time. Like, I personally do not believe, if I see like someone's manifesting technique, if I don't see a good 1,000 like responses where it's like, this worked for me and this is like an in-depth how it worked for me, I don't believe it. And I think Pinterest and setting intentions is the only kind of manifesting I do nowadays. I used to do a lot more. I used to script, I used to do like the 1, 2, 3, the 3, 3, 3 methods and whatever. I found that they were too time consuming, and I found that it kind of put me in like a desperate energy, and like that's the opposite of what you want when it comes to manifesting. I feel like with Pinterest and setting intentions, they're so simple and quick that, well, actually Pinterest takes time, but you understand what I mean. Like, it's almost like you're doing it for fun on Pinterest, so it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm desperate and I need this and I want this. It's like, oh, this would be so fun, like this would be so nice if this was mine, and blah blah blah. That's the kind of energy you'd prefer to be in. So this is actually how it's gone since I posted that video. Basically what I have manifested since then. And I'm gonna say as a disclaimer off the bat that all our lives are manifested. Everything in our life is manifested subconsciously or consciously. And I do feel like a lot of these things were kind of subconsciously, but some were consciously, and almost all of them are on my Pinterest board. So take that as you will. I'm not trying to tell you that your dog died because of you, but you know what you know what I'm going at here. Okay, oh, I have all my friends on it. We did this thing where like we all made one and we all like looked at each other's, and that way people who you trust can enforce the same things happening for you, and like that positive energy and several people believing in the same thing manifest something quicker and stronger. So also this coffee is insane. So I, a very long time ago, had very short hair. Well, it actually wasn't a very long time ago. It was about 2 years ago, not even 2 years. And I so desperately, my hair was kind of like this. Not lengthwise, but that's how dead my curls were. I so desperately wanted my curls to come back. Like, you can see, even with my hair wet, my hair is naturally ringlets. Essentially, this was my ideal hair. This was just everything I wanted. I have to say right now that things like this especially come with action and time. Obviously your hair just naturally grows, so it was a time thing. Some things that you manifest are going to seem impossible and that was a miracle, and other things are going to be supernatural, like I wanted longer hair. Okay, I just have to let it grow. But some people, for example, really struggle with hair growth happening quickly. I do not. And I think this helped manifest the time, because my hair grows so quickly. My hairdresser, when I go and re-dye my stripe every 6 months, because I don't really care about the roots, but every now and then it's nice to have it at the roots. But she said to me, your hair grows so quickly, like quicker than I've ever seen anyone's hair grow. And I was like, I know. And I also, when I saw her, I was like, I'd cut it already. I'd like to cut my own hair. So I was like, I'd already cut it and like, it's still so long, blah, blah, blah. And like, literally next time when I see her, it's going to be down to my ass. But I mean, I still want it longer. I'm not going to lie. I think I wanted this length. So if you can see it now, here. So I still want it really long. So then we move on to body, yada, yada, yada. Body was a weird thing, and like looking at these now, I don't resonate with this being what I want. Essentially, my goal was to gain weight, and also I wanted to be taller, and I wanted my boobs to grow, and they have grown. Don't ask me how. I'm literally 19 and I'm still growing. It's really fucking weird, but I'm literally going for a bra fitting, because my boobs have outgrown my current bras in a couple weeks. So I'm literally telling you that nothing is impossible. If you genuinely want it, it will just happen. Here, I have my lovely Is It Better to Speak or to Die tattoos here. Now this is one of my favorite stories, I think, ever. I meet Timothy every year, if you didn't know, because I literally speak about it all the fucking time. Last year, October, when I met him, I asked him to write down, is it better to speak or to die, in his handwriting, so I could get a tattoo. And now, also, I have a fear of fucking needles, and doing this, like getting my tattoos done, didn't hurt at all. But now I have it on my back. You can see it there. Isn't that insane? Isn't that absolutely fucking incredible? Not only did I get the tattoo that I wanted, but I got it written by the actor that literally spoke about it in the film that changed my life. The actor that changed my life as well. Just, there are loads of ear piercing ones, and I did in fact last year get 4 ear piercings. That's great. And again, I fucking hate needles, but I was fine. So this was a funny one. Morning routine was like, I was never a morning person, ever. I always showered at night. I just hate the mornings, and I think that was probably kids at university and school and stuff like that. I just had to get up at ridiculous hours to travel. But I wanted to start doing things like yoga in the morning and working in the morning and dancing in the morning and like making myself food and things like that now, especially that I work from home, and I can tell you that I have achieved that. You know, this month actually, I'm filming this. It's May. Jesus Christ, it's May. I am doing Happy Chronicles. If you don't know what that is, Happy Chronicles is like a series I do monthly where I do something new that like for a consecutive amount of time to start up a new hobby each month to see if it makes me happy. And this month I've been doing yoga every morning, and it has been so nice. My mum's a yoga teacher. I've obviously done yoga before, but it was just something I wanted to put into a routine. And I can say that I have definitely gotten to that point. Do I cook no, I will never cook. I fucking hate cooking. It gives me so much fucking anxiety. It's like driving. Like, why the fuck would anyone want to do it? Like, I know you have to cook and eat and whatever. Night routine was something that I also wanted to enforce, because I was more a nighttime person. Like, I had more habits to do at night, like things to do. I wanted it to be super self-care based now, and over the past few months especially, I've been amazing at having a nighttime routine. I have my moisturizer, I have my exfoliator, I have my jade roller, I have my scar cream, I have my spot cream, which is on right now. So many things. I have my braces, obviously. My fucking retainers. I'm an old woman. And it just really makes me feel good before I sleep. So again, you have to put the work into it, otherwise these things they don't happen. You can't just sit and do nothing and expect for them to kind of come to you. And then we have career. Really obvious that I want to go into film. My dad works with wooden furniture at a yacht company, and he got me a director's chair that no one was using or needing. They discarded a lot of furniture that they don't need anymore, and that was one of them. And so now I literally have a director's chair in my bedroom, which is just so cute, and I also think helps me get into that mindset. As you can see, loads of Timothy Chalamet. Maybe this is how I manifest that whole thing. But anyways, yeah, a lot of women behind the camera. In terms of being in the film industry, I'm finishing my film degree, so I think that's a good start. I don't expect to just like overnight become fucking famous, but my YouTube has been super successful. I mean, all my fucking social medias just have been super successful, which is such a big blessing, and I'm so grateful for it. And I think this is part of the reason why. But then this was just status in public, which was just like, if I ever reach that phase, how I'd want to come off, so it's really not important. But basically I want to be Bella Hadid, and who fucking doesn't? She's a fucking goddess. Anyways, next, family. Obviously in the future I want to start a family, but this isn't super relevant right now. I'm taking my time. I'm taking my sweet time. And honestly, what I really love about this is that it's kind of changed my opinion on motherhood, in the sense that I now have a friend who is just a couple of years older than me who's pregnant, and she's not doing it alone, but she is single in that sense. And I am convinced that if in a few years I'm not in a long-term relationship, we'll get to that in a bit, I will just raise a child by myself. However that happens, I will just do it, because being a mum is just something I've always wanted to do. So that's there for that reason. Then we have friendships. I have a very beautiful friendship group, and I obviously have friends outside of that. Diversity when I was growing up was super important to me, that I had a diverse friendship group. I didn't want to be in a white girl group. I don't know, that just sounds so stupid, but this was to attract things for us. So holidays and going out more. Parents and her boyfriend have an apartment now, and I sleep over there sometimes because I just love them so much. They probably hate me for sleeping over there, but Florence is like the best host ever. I have gone on holiday with a friend though for the first time ever this year, and I feel like that helped me attract that. Then we go into relationship. Also, I know you guys can't see it, but I don't think you need to really. I'll just explain it. Relationship is a funny thing, because when I made this, I was with someone long term, but it was the scenario that it was within was so unhealthy, and I was very unhappy. Well, not essentially with that person, but with the scenario. And now I'm kind of out of that. I feel more aligned to what I want, and I'm happier. And that's essentially what you want, right? That's the ultimate goal, is to be happy, and then to be in the right position to attract. And also, it's coming out of something long term, and still loving that person, and them still loving you. It's something you have to heal. And so like, I'm in therapy, and like, that's amazing as well. And so it's like, I really want to be by myself for like a year, because the longest I've been single since I was 14 was 9 months, which is just fucking insane, because it's just not a long enough time during your growth years to be alone. And so I'm happy that I'm getting that time now, and so I feel like in a year's time maybe I'll be super like ready and in a good place to actually attract the relationship I want. Then we have hobbies, and it's kind of crazy. When I looked at this the other day, I was like, oh my god, wait, I've achieved literally so much of this. There's a lot of drawing here, and there's a lot of painting, and there's a lot of reading, and then the biggest thing was making clothes. And if you don't know, I made my first trousers this year. My first ever piece of clothing, handmade. And I actually sold some. You guys wanted some. And that was really insane for me. And I look at this and I'm like, wow, you really did it. Like, you really achieved something that you wanted to do. And that's really cool. It takes effort. You don't come out of it being a complete fucking like amazing at it. And then food and drink. It's so unhealthy, low-key, looking at it. But I just essentially wanted to eat more, because I wasn't eating enough, and that's definitely changing recently. Then we have clothes. I guess this is one you would have to see, but think Bella Hadid, think recent trends but not TikTok trends. Think leather, think color, think 70s, think knit. There's a lot of knit here, and I don't actually like knit that much, but think cottagecore. That's the kind of vibe I'm going for, and my closet is representing that. But it will more so, like, there's stuff I need to buy, and there's also things I want to make, and there's something really cool I'm going to make coming up soon. So I'd say I'd achieved that too. Glasses, it's funny because there's a pair of glasses here that I put on here that I actually ended up finding and like buying for really cheap at like a store. And there's a lot of stuff here about nails, and I do love getting my nails done, but it costs a lot, and so like I only do it for occasions. There's also stuff about vintage cameras, and actually my dad got me a vintage camera for 2 Christmases ago. But that was really great, and I achieved that. And then we have location, cabins, Italy, France. Paris, New York, LA, you name it, it's on here. And obviously during the pandemic we couldn't travel, but as soon as we could, where did I go? France. I ticked it off the list, everybody. And there's one more place I'm ticking off the list in August, but you're gonna have to wait. Then we have events, and that's just shit like the Met Gala and everything, and obviously that wouldn't be achieved unless I was famous. Yep. Then we have daily routine. It's weird looking at this as well because I have achieved this stuff. So we have loads of books, loads of grocery shopping. Don't ask me why I like grocery shopping. Loads of going out, loads of journaling, loads of bullet journaling. I officially own about 3 bullet journals and it's so time consuming, but I do enjoy doing it. Then social media, I just added a bunch of pics that I found really aesthetic, and I do feel like I'm achieving that a little bit more. Not so much as I want to, but that's because I haven't really put in the time and effort to do it. Then we have home decor. My decor is finally getting better, everybody. I don't know if my room tour will be up by this point or if it's going to be finished by this point, but it's getting there. I'm very happy. Think color, think the 70s, think abstract, think artist, think pastel Dutch, whatever the fuck it's called, think elegance, think cabin, think cottagecore. Like, it's a mix, it's a strong mix. Then I had vibes. I can't explain this. It was just a bunch of like inspiring quotes, and now they're all plastered around my room. So then we have wedding again. This is for the future. Storage in this item because I just had to delete so much shit from my laptop, and usually that makes me happy because I do have OCD, but like the things I had to delete made me really upset. They didn't have to be there, but they had to be there. And this is the healing. It's just a bunch of like journal prompts and self-discovery and boundaries and self-care checklists and quotes and stuff. And obviously, like I mentioned, I'm in therapy, and private therapy is expensive. It's worth it because you're investing in yourself. And I have parents who are amazing and want to pay for it for me. I pay for my own bills, but they pay for that. The ability that they have to now pay for it was not an ability we had 2 years ago. And we didn't live in this amazing apartment, and we didn't live amongst the trees, and they didn't have their own business, and now all of that's changed. So their manifesting, of which the entire family wanted them to achieve, has worked and happened, and it's still happening and it's still growing. There's always a place you can be above where you are, in a sense. Not that you should always strive to be in that place, but their ability to have the money to pay for me to get therapy is like the biggest blessing on this planet, honestly. And I think that was kind of my intention with this as well, to be actively healing. And therapy is just a lifesaver. And the last one, it's quite funny, is university. And essentially what I put here was very last minute before I went to university. I didn't really think it through. And everyone will tell you that manifesting requires feeling. Manifesting requires a genuine knowing. And I dreaded university. I dreaded it. My first day / first week, I cried all the way home. I just hate school settings or settings like that, and I always have since I was a little girl. And I knew in my soul, I knew deep down it wasn't for me. And this was an attempt to be like, it can be for you. You can make amazing friends and you can do this. And I did make friends, and I do really like the people in my class, but I didn't make my lifelong friends there. I made my lifelong friends 2-3 years prior at sixth form, who I think I'd marry every single one of my friends. So I don't feel like this manifested in the way that I very last minute rushedly wanted it to, because I didn't put any genuine feeling or thought behind it. It was a grasp at turn it around and maybe this will be okay, and then the first week is I'm just sobbing all the way home. So some things I do believe, and it's quite contradictory and it's hard to explain, but I do believe that if something's meant to happen, it will happen anyway. And you know, regardless of what you intend or manifest, I feel like me not enjoying university was one of those things, because I've always just hated school. And I do believe that I kind of fueled that with my feeling prior to going and whilst going. And so instead, what I kind of manifested after attending the first time was, actually I want to work for myself and I want to stay home. And unfortunately that kind of happened it did happen, and the outcome was great, but the journey wasn't, because it happened by me being hospitalized twice in December 2020 because of my conditions, my chronic illnesses, I'm now allowed to study from home. So I feel like I manifested it, and I didn't manifest how I wanted it to happen. And some people say you shouldn't, because you should kind of just let it go and let the universe do what it wants to do, which I do agree with. But I think if I had tried to manifest it in a certain way or a bit more specific, it wouldn't have happened like that. Because it sucked. Being hospitalized sucked. I was very ill. I was very depressed. I was very high on medication for like 2 weeks. It wasn't fun. But now, working from home, being able to work for myself and being able to study from home and achieve great grades from my fucking couch whilst like with my hot water bottle and my medication and my blanket and just like totally comforted and like think, you know, you can't be like that in a school, is so beneficial for me. And I feel like I have those friendships at uni, and I'm really grateful for those people who are so kind and lovely, but they're not my lifelong friends. They have their lifelong friends and I have mine, and I think that's perfect. That was like, that's ideal. The way I am right now is super ideal for me. And next year, this September, I do want to start going a bit more because it's my last year. I won't be going in full time at any fucking point ever. Fucking education system is broken, bitch. It is not for the chronically ill, let me just say that. So what we gathered from this is set your intentions. Be specific and understand that things take time and they also take action. Some things are more destined than others, I believe, and other things require a lot of time, other things require a lot of action, and some things you do just kind of have to sit and wait around for, and that's okay too. So it's about patience, and it's about, you know, that positive mindset. And I have seriously achieved so much that I wanted to. It's unreal. I now interview musicians in person. I'm friends with musicians who I've loved for like 5 years, who have been on TV and are famous, and this is the life that I live now. And I know I didn't really include that, but that's because in Korea I've mainly focused on film, but that is like one of my biggest achievements so far this year. And I think every small achievement that you achieve or manifestation that comes to life, whether it's small or big, should be celebrated, even if it's a free coffee. I've done that before so many times and it always works. Just saying, I'm just saying. That's today's video. If you want me to explain something more in depth, if I didn't do something well, then feel free to ask below. I might even make more videos on this. When I redo this, we might go through it again together. But thank you for watching. And if you watch this video, if you subscribe to me, you're kind of part of the reason I'm achieving the things that I want to. So hi, who knows, maybe I attracted you here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah!